Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at a tangleation. This tangleation is on the Tangle Circus. And so a tangleation is just a variation. And so, yeah, if you're following these as I'm posting them, yesterday I posted Circus. So that's the way the tangle is meant to be. And I teased that today we were going to have the tangleation that I shared on our Tough Tangle Tuesday, which, by the way, is a free class that I offer. Usually it's on the third Tuesday. For my foreseeable future, I see doing them. I might pull them at some point. I also do some other free classes on Thursdays. There are also some paid classes. So do check out my website. It's in the description section. If you are interested, would love to have you come and tangle with us. All right, so again, in the description section, step outs for the tangleation as well as the original tangle, so that way you have it all in one place. And just to let you know, the step out for the tangleation starts with the basically the structure of Circus already done. And so, but I'm going to go do that here because I haven't done it yet. All right, so that one starts out like this. Find kind of the center sort of curved line. That one went to the left, and I'm turning my tile. So I'm going to have a curved line to the right. Then I'm going to aura this. And sometimes I go from the top and down, and sometimes I go the opposite way. So we're auraing, and then we're going to make a section. So I'm just turning my tile and drawing a curved line. Doesn't matter, how big or whatever. Then kind of sort of rinse and repeat. So I'm going to aura this and then make another section. And then I'm going to aura that. And these curves are all going in the same direction. And I will tell you, for this tangleation, just as the other one, just as the tangle, there's not really... it doesn't matter how many spokes you have. Although I think, I think I did it in the video for Circus. I could have added one more, and I did, like right here, and I just went the whole way. But today we're not going to do that. Today I'm going to be careful. So I'm going to aura this one, and it was probably just me yapping about something. And then I'm going to put an additional, there we go, because I like the way that looks better. But yeah, when we were doing this on the video yesterday, I didn't. All right. And there we go. And like I said, it doesn't matter how many spokes you have coming out. Okay. So the next step, now we're going to do a mix. Oh gosh, I can't remember the term I came up with. As for those of you that have been watching know, I like to make up words. Hala aura or aura hollow or no, aura bow. Either way, so we're going to be doing both aura-ing and halabow-ing. And for those that don't know, well, as I showed here, the aura, I didn't explain it as I did it. The aura is essentially an outline. So, here was the original, and here was the outline. This is the aura. The halabow technique is working underneath something. So if you've never done that, I do have a video on halabow, so do a search for that one. All right, but this should explain it, hopefully, also. All right, now, what we're going to do in this tangleation is we're going to look at these two sections, okay? So what we did in the original was we aura'd a section. We're going to aura over two sections. So what you want to do, and what I found helpful is I'm keeping my finger right here. This is the one I'm starting with, and then we're just going to keep working our way around. And it might just do best if I just do and talk as I do, because we're going to keep going all the way around. So what I like to do first is I'm kind of eyeballing. All right, so I'm aura-ing this line and this line, or curve and curve, and working underneath this in the middle. So what I'm going to do is, and the first ones are, for the most part, easy. So there's my nice line. I've taken it over. I've moved my pen across as if... as if I was drawing, but I'm not. I just have it traveling. And there we go. And you know what? If it's not perfect, it does not matter. All right. So, and then what we're doing here is not single lines, just auraing. We're essentially, I'm calling them ribbons, because that seemed to help me, and it seemed to help some others. So we're doing one, and then we're doing a second one. Same idea. And so, like I said, I'm calling these ribbons. So here's our ribbon. Now, I'm on this spoke. Now I'm moving to this spoke. And then I'm going to take a look. All right, so this one, I'm looking at these two sections. I'm going to aura up here and then come this way. But now I have this to work under and this to work under. So I'm going under both of them. All right, so here we go. And just being very careful. Now, what I found also a bit difficult in my mind was these curve lines. And so if I try to keep focused on this line here, then as I'm doing this and I'm going under, right, and I'm using the hollow bow and just going slow and focusing on auraing this curve, then it seems to help. And then also too, because this is an odd shape, and like, gosh, over here it's going to be even weirder. You're not necessarily concerned with not, how do I say this? When I do regular hollow bow, it's for the most part straight lines. Or, if we're doing, Mysteria, which we did not too long ago, it's curvy lines. It has a pattern, but it's kind of going straight. Where this one, we're taking a turn. So that makes it a little bit more challenging. So it's one of those, just roll with it and don't worry too much about it. Okay, so now I'm doing the second part of this ribbon. And actually some of them like this, I've even put in a little curve in here just because it made me feel better. All right, now that's where I just did. Now I'm moving to this spoke. And then it's good to keep an eyeball on, okay, this is the spoke. Maybe follow your eyes, up to the center. Well, let me get that. Let me be in the camera. All right, so I'm working on this spoke. And I'm going to do over these two. And again, so I'm just kind of eyeballing where I'm going ahead of time. Kind of like looking at the map and planning your trip. My aim is to try to have the auras be similar in width. And this is where I kind of get caught up. But then again, I remind myself, in the end, it's not going to matter. All right, now I've moved to the next spoke. Same idea. And I'm kind of eyeballing, like, okay, this one's going to be interesting. But then again, I'm trying to just picture this. That's one line that I'm auraing. Yeah, that one was good. All right. And then again, going to the next spoke and just keep turning your tile and focusing on that next spoke. And this one, yeah, this one's going to be a little, well, it's not going to be too bad. Just knowing that this shape in this one is a little bit odd, but that's okay. So one side of the ribbon, and then just always making sure to do, both pieces of the ribbon. And like here, okay. And then sometimes, I tell you, as my eyeballs just kind of got caught up with the, it's like, oh, so many lines. But just stay focused on what you need to stay focused on. All right, next spoke. And am I back at the beginning? No, not yet. Am I? Oh, and then they all start blending together. Okay. And yeah, and that is a spoke. Okay. So this one, I'm going up here and around here. And then looking at, whoa, look at all these that I have to go under. And then again, focusing on this line to this line, and we're doing the aura. And then just minding where we're going under. Working to kind of keep that curve. And then here, I'm gonna aura that corner. Just because. And then the second for the ribbon. And there we go. Okay, so now next spoke. And so this one, so now I'm back at I've gone all the way around once. Now granted, you could stop right here if you wanted to, but I'm gonna continue. All right, so this is the spoke, but I've already done one around. So now I'm going to keep my finger here because that's the spoke, but this is the line that I'm going to aura. And I almost have found that it's a little bit easier after the first go around. because then we've kind of made up what we had to do that aura. And there we go. Okay, now traveling to the next one, and then finding the last ribbon that we drew. And like I said, I'm adding that curve in because I would like them to be similar. Now, see here, I'm running out of room, so I'm going to picture. So if I was drawing it, I would be about here. I'd be off of the page, but here I was where I would pick it up. And then we go. Okay, then, and as you see, I'm like going, okay, here's the center, follow the line to the next spoke. Here's that last ribbon, and we're going, oh, and let me find it. Okay, there we go. And then at some point, it just feels like you're drawing a series of little short lines, but keep in mind this is as if it's one ribbon. And if you just keep that in your mind, that helps. This is a really great one. If you want to get that meditative aspect out of this, this is the one to do because you have to focus. I find it hard. That's why we had so much fun and laughter on the call, because it's hard to do and talk at the same time. Okay, and then here is my last bit. I'm going to have a little smidge right here. We go up, and then we swing down. And same thing, so as I'm coming, from off the page, I'm just imagining, okay, it's going to be this far apart, and I'm just drawing where, and like that. I'm not, I've gone off the page. All right, next, this is that little spoke. And there is a point where, it's kind of like, okay, I don't need to keep going around and around. Oops, I forgot to. It really helps to just kind of, with your pen, just kind of say, oh yeah, this is where I'm going. It's odd, but it helps. All right. And see, like here, because, we're ending, we're kind of going down. So this is kind of contained. We're not crossing over anything else. So there's a point where you can say, oh, I could just finish this off. But I'm going to continue to go around because I don't also, oh no, take that back. Don't do that. Because I'm like, nope, because like right here, oh wait, no. Well, you'll see what I mean when you get to it. I probably could from right here. All right, so this is the spoke, one ribbon, two ribbon, and then this is one's gonna be right here, and like that. And again, being mindful of which where you're supposed to draw and where you're not supposed to draw. Because I know myself, I've gotten myself off from that. And I think, it's almost easier to just keep going around. All right, so this one, because there's not space here, but if I was aura-ing, it'd probably be about here. I would come up here. Boom, boom, like so. And then the second one is just going to be like that. And I think I'm done with this side here, with that spoke. Let's see, here we have, have some room. Sorry, I get all carried away and I'm just focused on what I'm doing and not paying attention to if it's in the screen or not. All right, and this one is just kind of ending up to be a little bit of a straight line. That side looks done. This one, okay, here's the last ribbon that I did. I'm going to have a little bit here. And then here's the second. And I'm going to, well, let's see. Okay, there might be a little bit here and that. And I like to do all of those little pieces just because. Okay, next spoke. Oh, and this one I think we'll just maybe have a little bit right here and right here. To me, it makes it, I just call it convincing, right? Okay, here. All right, and here's the last room. This one I have, these two I have more space. So if it's a little off center, then, you're going to have maybe one place that is in there. Like this, I have more to do here. I finished on the other side before I finished here. And, oh gosh. 1, 2, 1, 2, just making sure. All right, and that would have a little bit. All right, this one, ribbon, ribbon. And this one is going to go right here. and I'm being unfortunately sloppy and putting my lines are going into the place where they shouldn't be. Okay, let's follow this to here. And hey, it looks like we're going to call that done. I have no place else to go. So there we have it. Woo! Now, for shading this one. You know, I mean, you could leave it like it is. I mean, and it's amazing looking. And like I said, the number of spokes, it doesn't matter. And I'm just trying, okay, good. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shade this one just like I would do regular hollow bow. Although, because it's small, let's just see if we'll see how well I do. Okay, so I'm putting graphite. I should really have moved that tile. I'm putting graphite. I'm going back to the center. Putting graphite on the outside of the original structure that we made. Or reticula, we could call that. Because it's a structure. Now, I will say, as we did this on the class, which I hope to post it soon, so that'll be in the replays, and if you're subscribed to the channel, which I certainly hope that you have enjoyed this enough that you would like to subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And if you do, I'm going to go ahead and say this now while I'm doing this part. Make sure to hit the notification bell that's next to that button where you subscribe, so that way you can decide how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. So when I post the replay classes, then you'll be able to see that. If you click no notification, that's what I do for a lot of things, and I'm doing just kind of the push method is what I'm calling it, where I'm just kind of making a straight line, although this tortillon is a little bit bent. So anyway, so what I do with YouTube is I subscribe to a number of channels, but when I go on YouTube, I don't like things popping up on my phone, and things like that. So, but when I go to YouTube and I click on subscriptions, then there's usually like a little like a little red or blue ball or something like that next to the picture of the subscriptions, the channels that I subscribe to, and in that section they're all brought up to the top, so that way I can then pick and choose what I want to do. So that's just a little that's my way of doing YouTube, if that helps you at all, because sometimes there's just nothing more annoying, if you're like me, than having too many notifications. There's enough already with some things, and I usually like to just kind of shut all of those down, so that way I'm just focused on what I need to and what's important. Super important. I mean, I like to think tangling is super important, but oh gosh. All right, so as you can see, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just pushing this because this is a small tile, and I'll show you some examples of what else I have done. I think I've gone all the way around. Yes, sorry. And so you can see how that pops this first bit up. Now, if you continue, and actually let me leave that at that, because you get the idea. So, I could, on every straight line, well, I think you get the idea. Maybe I should do another. So, following these ribbons and putting some graphite on the outside of every straight line, so that way you're going to be, you will be crossing some. So like here, I'm only going to do right here. I'm only going to do right here. I'm not going to worry about those. And just the longer ones is what I'm thinking, because all of these little ones, they're going to get covered up anyway. And then also all of my little sloppiness is going to somewhat get covered up as well. But working to be on the outside of the big ribbons, that is key. And I do kind of like to go slow, just because, you can end up doing, some of those little sections. But actually, what might work best is if you do it one ribbon at a time, and then you see what happens, which is not what I did here. So if I had done that, then kind of coming, I just didn't do the complete underside of this. And then that would have gone to here and to here. Then I would have turned. So what this ends up doing is really emphasizing the over-under idea. It brings out these ribbons, pushes down, the stuff in the background, and just has a really, really neat effect. And So we'll just do a few here. I say that as I keep going. All right, let's stop there. And, okay. Now, if you did these wider, that's some other fun that you can have. I'm going to end up going backwards, it looks like. All right, doesn't matter. Because like I said, I for whatever reason, I kind of get stuck with, in my head, I was like, I have this certain width that I like to aura, and I just kind of stay there. And so I've been working on expanding that. Okay, so like I said, I didn't do all of those. Oops. But, you know, these in-between sections, it ends up darkening them just naturally. And if you have them a little bit more separated than like this, then you have a little bit of that original tile color come through. So that way it helps to, it just, I don't know, makes for a neat look. Okay. And like, yeah. Okay, so let's see how that looks. I will say, and even if I didn't do all of them, it really, it looks kind of neat. So let me share with you. Let me pull up the camera here and find where I put them, number one. And okay, here they are. All right, so that's what we just did. And that's essentially what oh gosh, I have to pull that back even further. Okay. And so this is essentially the same thing, but it's a little bit bigger, and it's on a bigger tile. This is a 3.5-inch tile. And then I also did it on a Renaissance tile, which is a tan tile. And so that way, and actually what I did, because I wanted to see if it would make it any easier, is I alternated black and brown. So I started off the original structure with black drawing, and then each ribbon I alternated black and brown. And I don't know if it necessarily helped or not. It makes for a neat look. I don't know that it comes out on the camera, but then I added some white chalk pencil or white charcoal pencil to that original, just to make it look good. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do with it, but I did the shading similar to what I had just demonstrated, working on the outsides of those lines. So anyway, this is a super cool tangle. Again, this one, it takes a lot more concentration, which for some, it's just that makes it, you know, extra fun. There are also a lot of other things that you can do with it. So, you know, like I said, having coloring in with different colors. I don't know. It's up to your creativity. If you let's see, if you go to my website and you follow my blog, that will when I get those classes posted, what I usually do is I will put together a blog post, not a whole lot of words, but a lot of pictures. So people that attended the class, screenshots, extra stuff, links to the videos, and all of that. So I've not mentioned that before, but if that's something that interests you, please go to my website. Address is in the description, and we'd just love to have you be a part of the community and have some tangling fun. So with that, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Would love to hear your comments, and happy tangling.